More than half of Americans believe President Donald Trump has been not tough enough on Saudi Arabia in the wake of last week's secret plot to kill a Washington Post columnist in the Gulf Kingdom's Istanbul, Turkey consulate. Axios released polling numbers in conjunction with SurveyMonkey, an online opinion research company that uses a self-selected pool of Americans who choose to participate. 56% of them, however, said Trump's response to Jamal Khashoggi's murder has been too soft. That includes more than one-third of Republicans. Just 5% overall said the president has been too tough on Saudi Arabia. 32% said his reaction has been about right, including 11% of Democrats and less than one-third of independents. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said Wednesday that Khashoggi's killing was a heinous crime that cannot be justified and a crime painful to all Saudis. Trump policy advisor Jared Kushner described Saudi Arabia as a strong ally this week, but on Tuesday the president blasted the nation for orchestrating the worst cover-up ever. Khashoggi, a vocal dissident, was killed October 2 in what conflicting reports describe alternately as a premeditated dismemberment slaughter and a fistfight that spiraled out of control. Trump suggested in the Oval Office that he doesn't believe the latter explanation, which has become the Saudis' preferred narrative. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups, he said. It should have never happened. I would say it was a total fiasco from day one, the president added. So far his administration has avoided saying if there will be any practical consequences for the Saudi nation. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told reporters that his agency has identified some of the men responsible for Khashoggi's murder and is taking appropriate actions. That, he said, might include revoking individual visas and sanctioning specific people, some of whom work for government ministries in the royal court. These penalties will not be the last word on the matter, Pompeo said. Ultimately, Trump said, he is going to leave it up to Congress. The White House is unlikely to do anything that might jeopardize a $110 billion deal he cut last year for U.S.-made military equipment. SurveyMonkey's unconventional method uses a broader than usual sample of Americans, but it is limited only to people who have already opted in online. While the company says it has access to a pool of more than 2 million Americans, it may not be a representative sample of U.S. voters, since only about 0.6% of the nation's population has any chance at all of being surveyed. Wednesday's Axios survey is based on SurveyMonkey data from 3,919 adults in the U.S. and has an error estimate of 2.5 percentage points.